The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Rolla. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the campaign to drive down the cost of electricity continues. Tonight, a prominent business owner has joined the cause. Meantime, organizers are on a mission to secure thousands of signatures and are calling on Bahamians to unite in this fight.
We got to fight to change these rates. This is ridiculous. Power is a basic need.
And this is why business owner Ken Simonet says Grand Bahamians must come together and fight for the cost of electricity to go down.
For us as business people, our rates have now become as high as our mortgages. And it wasn't always like this. Years ago, when it was owned by Freeport Power, you were able to survive in this economy. But now it makes it hard for us because our bills are extremely high.
Simonet has now joined a campaign with the Coalition for Concerned Citizens to organize a petition drive and a rally for next Thursday, coordinated by Pastor Eddie Victor.
During our rally, we will share the strategies of our campaign, the reason why our electricity rates are so high, and the provisions that exist in the Hawksbill Creek Agreement as it pertains to providing power on the island. It is important to mention that one of our campaign strategies will include several boycotts of the Grand Bahama Power Company. Also, we will be conducting a petition drive during this event, getting people in attendance to sign the petition demanding for the Grand Bahama Power Company to lower the cost of electricity rates.
Victor says the boycotts will include blackouts, but he says the only way they can be successful is with the help of business owners and residents.
Especially those businesses that can afford to, who have generators, run your generators for that day. And we will talk about how to do that, because you want to carefully read your meters and when you shut off and read them when you cut it back on, so that you will be able to accurately record what your reading is on your meters.
Too many of our brothers and sisters are in darkness. Come out and fight for your brothers and sisters. Come out and fight for people in business. Come out and fight for yourselves. Come out and stand with us.
When it comes to the petition drive, they say so far they have received thousands of signatures and hope to meet their target in the coming weeks. The Lower the Cost of Power rally is scheduled for February 6th. Well, that rally will begin at 5 p.m. on the grounds of KFC on the corner of Pioneers Way in the mall on February 6th. Officials of the Grand Bahama Power Company say they will issue an official statement on the coalition statements and plan to rally against the power company sometime tomorrow. Two males sustaining injuries following an altercation involving a group of students of the St. George's High School. Police are reporting that around 3:40 Monday afternoon, they were made aware of an altercation between a group of males and students of St. George's High on Sunset Highway and East Beach Drive. Now, police say a 17-year-old male was stabbed during the altercation. He left the scene in a private vehicle where he was being treated for stab wounds to the upper back. He is currently listed in serious condition. Now, another 17-year-old male of St. George's was also seen at the hospital with stab wounds to the left side of his face. Police say his injuries are not serious, and they are currently questioning several males in connection with this matter. Area Vice President Quinton LaRota says expatriate educators have expressed concern about being harassed and scrutinized beyond regular passengers when entering this country from other destinations because of the lack of proper employment documentation. He believes that a worker identification card could solve this issue, as he told ZNS News how one of his members traveled to India and on her return was only allowed out of the United States because she had a driver's license from the Bahamas.
They have this letter from immigration saying that they're employed in the Bahamas, a letter which any 5-year-old or 10-year-old could make up on a computer. That, in the 21st century, does not speak well of what we're saying to the international community of our employees. So I think a worker's ID card is the way to go. It's the proper way to have our teachers, when they travel, to meet the expectations of the international community, especially with the U.S.
Now, LaRota believes the ministry should move quickly to address this issue.
That would have wanted all the background information, and that would satisfy the U.S. and the international community and meet some of the needs of what we're trying to achieve here in the Bahamas. And so I think that is a better way to go, and also that we keep the cost of these things relatively low, because we don't want to be cost prohibitive.
Now, the Director of Education has recently stated that the ministry is aware of the concern and is attempting to fix this issue. In other news, the National Emergency Management Agency, or NEMA, is preparing to officially open its new warehouse in the Hawksville community next month. The $60,000 disaster relief warehouse, constructed with the assistance of the U.S. government, was handed over to NEMA last month. The new facility will serve as the distribution center for the Northern Bahamas in the event of a disaster. Senior Island Administrator Alexander Williams says NEMA is also focused on training.
We're going to be doing a number of training courses this year, including shelter management again, incident command center operations, and most importantly, we are hoping that we can do a oil spill workshop for Grand Bahama.
Now, Williams says as Grand Bahama has faced issues in this area recently, he believes preparedness is key.
We haven't had one of those for quite some time. And of course, we are subject to this kind of disaster in this area. And we feel as though it is overdue. And I have just completed an exercise of selecting an oil spill disaster committee for the island of Grand Bahama from a cross-section of the stakeholders on the island that deals directly and indirectly with oils and the transshipment of oil and that kind of thing. And we're getting up and ready for that workshop that we think is very necessary and past overdue.
Well, NEMA's disaster relief warehouse is expected to be opened on February 13th. Stay with us. The Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, continues right after this.
Bringing news that matters to you. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Bermuda, Barbados, Jamaica, and Haiti, believe it or not, are all a part of the equation when we talk about the Bahamian identity. The impact of early settlers to these islands was discussed today during a lecture for history BGCSE students at the Charles Hayward Library. Our Charisma Robinson has this story.
The question of the Bahamian identity is one that comes up often.
And a lot of these young people actually sitting here in this auditorium really haven't the foggiest idea of who they are and really where they came from.
History BGCSE students getting a lesson Wednesday on patterns of immigration and migration to and from these islands from Dr. Keith Tinker. He's director of the Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation.
One of the objectives of this lecture primarily was to share with them that we came from everywhere, and the Bahamian identity is impacted by the migration of so many people from so many areas. Further to that, I wanted to point out to them is that it's not only people flocking here to these shores, but we also went elsewhere.
We went
into areas not just the United States where it's cosmopolitan. We went to areas like Haiti long before the Haitians even came here. We went there to work, similarly to how Haitians come here to work. We also went to places like Tampico, Mexico, where with cutlass in our hands, we chop cane. So it's not only just the Haitians that came into work in our gardens, work in our fields, and in the areas of manual labor. We did it straight across the board.
And for the most part, the students got it.
As a people, we are very diverse, and we came from all different parts of the world. We didn't just come here on a slave ship.
What struck me was the first contract about the Panama Canal. I did the Panama Canal. I didn't really know about that Bahamians went to construct one of the greatest tradeways where many ships go through, and that's where a lot of the trade happens. That struck me as wow.
Students and Executive Director of Sir Charles Hayward Library, Geneva Rutherford, both agree that the research is critical for success. Rutherford is satisfied that today's lecture accomplished its purpose. Charisma Robinson, ZNS Network News.
This past weekend, two senior students of Tabernacle Baptist Christian Academy were afforded the opportunity to travel abroad for an international youth leadership conference. Xavier Cephas and Alanisha Mitchell were sponsored by the Rotary Club of Sunrise to attend the Interact Club conference at Miami High School. The students say the conference focused on improving communication skills, and they plan to use those skills now as the leader of their Interact School Club.
And then last minute,
different schools from Miami at the conference. We did exercise based on teamwork. It was a leadership conference, and we learned how to work and interact with different people.
We did activities which were all based on communicating and interacting, as the name suggests, and we bettered our communication skills. We learned how to work together. So everything was based on communication and teamwork.
Vice President and advisor of the Interact Club, Darren Roll, along with President of the Rotary Club Sunrise, say they are looking forward to the young ladies growing and making a positive impact based on lessons learned at the conference.
Rotary taught me at a late age how to kind of open up, talk to the camera, talk in front of people, meet people that you don't know prior. In a business and social setting. So this way they're getting this chance to learn these things at an earlier age. So they'll prepare them for when they go off to school, when they join the business world, and when they have to interact with people from other countries.
We think it was a tremendous opportunity for our young ladies to learn the importance of interacting with other Interact students from all over the world. And as a school, Mr. Bain, this is one of the things that he pushed with our young men and young ladies, the awesome opportunity to be able to learn, and then not just to learn, but to take those things that you've learned and try to teach it to the younger persons.
Local members of a worldwide organization celebrating another milestone as Special Olympians on Grand Bahama participate in a day of activities. Here's Joan Davis-Roll.
A special time for a special group of people, members, friends and fans of the Grand Bahama Special Olympic team, taking in some R&R this past Saturday. There was lots of food and treats, making for a special fun day held on the grounds of the Beacon School, showcasing youngsters in various disciplines like bocce and basketball, activities including dancing and prancing. The special social event assisting in the development of youngsters' social skills. Special Olympic coach Renee Russell says the weekly event is generating a great deal of excitement among participants.
Climaxing the Awareness Week for Special Olympics, it started with a service on Sunday, which was held at Christ the King. And we're now doing a fun day today. Okay, and in the fun day today, we're basically working with bocce. And we have a number of other disciplines that we work with. We have bocce, we have track and field, we have swimming, we have powerlifting, and the list goes on.
The organization, she says, has much to celebrate. Over the years, they have traveled the world, leaving an indelible mark.
Great opportunity, because to me, I realize that some of them, this Saturday, every Saturday is a welcoming occasion for them. This is maybe the only time we can get out for the week. So they look forward to that. And when we travel abroad, they mix with other people from various parts of the world. Last World Games, we went to Greece. And the year before that, or the years before that, we went to China. And we did exceptionally well. When we went to Greece, we brought home a lot of gold medals and silver medals. And they made us proud.
Members like avid swimmer and bocce competitor, 50-year-old George Hudson say the organization and the event promote healthy competition and it caters to the young and the young at heart. How important would you say this is?
Yeah, this is more fun. I like it. I enjoy it.
And you encourage other young people to be a part of Special Olympics and what you do?
I do. I encourage them.
So you're going to get back out there. I think you're planning on winning this competition.
Yeah.
Joan Davis-Roll, ZNS Network News.
A local prayer warrior is speaking out on what she says appears to be a developing trend. Businesswoman Shelly Shepard says she's disturbed by the way some people are abusing social media, in particular Facebook. She says what is even more troubling is the way some women are misusing these public spaces to disgrace other females.
It is heartbreaking in Grand Bahama. I saw one of the videos on Facebook where this young lady was attacked by another young lady, and the young lady was totally unapparelled, no clothes, just from the top, just a top on, and then the rest was just totally exposed. And my heart was so grieved. It was just heart-wrenching to know that we as women could come to this place in our lives where we disgrace one another over a male.
The prayer warrior believes we need to be more responsible in our actions and trust God in every situation.
The word of God declares that a man is won over by the chastening of your conduct. Calm down. It's hurtful. It's hurtful. But pull yourself back. Go in your prayer closet. Pray to the Father. Get the word of God and take that word and apply it and cover your husband and pull down the strongholds of the enemy of adultery and infidelity and perversion and the lust of the flesh. Come against the powers that will interrupt in the marriage, and then God will take it the rest of the way.
Stay with us. Ricardo Lightborn is up next with sports.
Hey everybody, it's Sports Time. I'm Ricardo Lightborn. Tonight, this one goes out to Ruth Hannah, who's celebrating a milestone tonight. West End is jumping, and way to go, Miss Ruth. Hope you have a good one as well. Well, the Fitness Connection Extreme Cross Fitness Challenge was a real team for Grand Bahama fitness buffs, and guess what? A real test of endurance. Now, I tried my best to get ZNS people in this thing, but there ain't nothing happening. But let's go to the Nesbitt Rental Grounds and see why. The CrossFit Challenge took its toll on many of the competitors. This was not child's play. Come on, big guy. Let me see you get up. Well, the third round was grueling, and the event took its toll. The chief official, Bert Bell, made sure the rules were followed and the criteria met. The Fitness Connection coordinated the event that tested the athlete's mental and physical abilities. Wilfred Ferguson entered and got the shock of his life. The challenge was that and more.
I wasn't prepared at all for the level of competition and the level of intense work that they gave us, but I definitely like the experience, and it was a good experience, good competition, and it was something new that I enjoyed.
Javan Johnson recorded the challenge and was pushed to the limit. That was the test, he said. Superfan supported Jovan and the competitors. Staying within the rules was mind-boggling.
You got to train hard, work hard, and have to put it in your mind to never quit.
Hats off to Kasim Heel, taking on the challenge and proving that he was one of the top athletes on the island and indeed in the country was interesting.
It's an extremely tedious process. I just completed my third round, which was the suicide round, and to me it was the hardest round of them all. It took all in me to finish that round.
The man of the competition on this day was Gustavo Gonzalez, winning the challenge, and the young man was elated.
The competition is hard. We have very good athletes. The rain ain't helping, but we're actually feeling pretty good. We've been training for it for a while. I'm in vacation actually. I heard about it, so I joined the FFB group. It's the Functional Fitness Bahamas. We've been training hard since months, so we're good. We feel good about it.
The defending man champion Akeem Hepburn had to settle for third place this year and paid the price. Second place in the men division went to Lance Poitier and the Burning Muscles to show for it. In the ladies division, Miriam Byfield placed third and held her own from start to finish. The ladies defending champion Christy Turnquest got pushed and had to settle for second place. The champion this year, the Quiet Killer, LaShondell Wiley, showed her endurance and stamina throughout the rounds. LaShondell, you are fit and the CrossFit champion. You see her on the side of the road, run. Okay, we start with softball. Anita Dawkins and Nico Grant School League. Tabernacle girls defeating Holmes Rock 8-2. Hugh Campbell held off Martintown 10-9. Sunland came away with an 8-4 win over Freeport Primary. Maurice Moore down Walter Parker 10-4 the score on that one. Also turning out to some basketball news. Derek Nez with Richie Adley School League. Catholic High 17 boys over Sunland 20-14. BMES held up Jack Hayward 37-34. Igmarock 25. Tabernacle 24. And also kind of Nashville getting roughed up a little bit. Catholic High senior girls putting away Igmarock 21-9. St. George's over Tabernacle 36-6. Well, folks, the Sunland Singers Relays was a statement event from start of the track and field season here locally. The 4x20 meter relays was a Jaguar statement. Let's go to the Plex and see why. The Sunland Singers Relays was the springboard to the start of the track and field season on Grand Bahama. Parents and track and field fans had much to cheer about. The Knights of Martintown with their medals to show. Now that's what Mom came out to the Plex for. Champions. The under-17 boys relays was all about the showstopper for the St. George's Jaguars. The Jaguars anchored Jaquande Green, taking no prisoners, and brought it through and won it. Denario Campbell, Ronaldo Smith, Abdul Gordon said mission accomplished.
I did very well today. I'm very excited to help my team out.
What about you, man? Second leg, how do you feel about the
Second leg was all right, but I didn't think I pushed myself, so I felt bad.
Okay, what about you in the third leg, man?
Third leg was good, but it's my partner, Manalo, gave it to me. At first I said, yeah, we got it.
Okay. You had an easy run. Anchor leg, not much to run, but tell me how you ran today.
It was alright. I just thank God I'm injury-free this year. I can show people that I'm such a quantity.
Watch out for the St. George's Jaguars at this year's Grand Bahama Track and Field Championships. I'll tell you what, those kids were fantastic on the weekend, and that's a look at your sports tonight.